A lot of people are going gluten-free, and I want to talk about some of the flours you have here. This one is an all-purpose gluten-free flour and potato flour, and I did a recipe on my channel showing you guys a really delicious gluten-free pizza dough recipe that I with, and I tweaked that recipe for like 2 years, so that was my winner one. Came out the most delicious. But some people want to stay away from sugars and carbs, and this is really high in carbs. So these are made, this gluten-free right here is made from, it has garbanzo bean flour, potato starch, tapioca flour, white sorghum flour, and fava bean flour. And then this one's just pure potato flour. So if you look at the count of carbs, you have 27 grams of carb for 3 tablespoons. That is an immense amount of carbs. And I use 1/4 of a cup for that, for my recipe. And then this one has, for 1/4 of a cup, 22 grams of carbs. Now, some people want to go gluten-free, but they want to get down on their carbs. Now, if you look at regular traditional flour, all-purpose organic flour here, the carb count is fairly high. It's 25 carbs for 1/4 cup. And you might be wondering, like, why should I cut my carbs down? Well, if you're highly athletic, it's okay for you to eat a lot of carbs because you're going to be burning, your body will burn carbs. Like, say you run like me and you run 8 miles a day, or you do like an hour and 30 minutes of step aerobics, high impact step aerobics, your body burns carbs before it burns anything else. But if you are not a person who does a lot of aerobic activity, carbs will turn to sugar. So your body breaks down carbs first, right? So 25 carbs for 1/4 of a cup, okay? Say you eat, you have some bread and it's 25 carbs, and let's say you don't work out, those 25 carbs turn into sugar in your body. And then if you don't burn off the sugar will eventually turn into fat. So 25 grams of fat. So for people who, like my son being an athlete, they basically tell him to carb up, eating a lot of breads, a lot of pasta. And you want to get these complex carbs, and this is great for you if you're doing a lot of aerobics, a lot of running, a lot of high impact cardio. But if not, and you're trying to slim down a little bit, you might want to look into these types of flours that are lower in carbs. My honey went out and got me this because I asked him to get me some coconut flour and almond flour. And what's cool about these flours is they're really low in carb, but they have no gluten, and you can still make breads with it. I'm going to be experimenting, coming up with some recipes. I actually want to do a banana nut bread that's low in sugar and low in carbs, or lower in carbs and sugar. So if you look at this, and what thing is about this is they have a little bit more calories, but look at that, 6 grams of carb. And really, the ingredients for almond flour is just almonds. And you can actually make yummy cookies. I've heard that almond flour makes delicious cookies. And then coconut flour, 8 grams of carbs, 60 calories for 2 tablespoons. Okay, so mixing the two together, you can come up with some good recipes. I'm going to be mixing it up. I am going to be doing some experimenting with them, and I'm going to be posting some recipes sooner or later of some things that I try out. I definitely always like to try out recipes before I actually post the recipes, because I want to make sure that it's been tested several times and I got the recipe right. So yeah, I'm not going to probably post the first recipes, but I am going to be doing some sweetbreads and experimenting with these flours and seeing how I can get the perfect recipes out there for you guys to share. Thanks for watching.